Dear children, let me continue the same lesson, that is motion. Before go to the problem part, we have to finish one more topic, that is uniform and non-uniform acceleration. Uniform and non-uniform acceleration. Okay, last class we have studied up to acceleration. All of you know what is acceleration? Acceleration is the ratio of change in velocity by time. Acceleration is the ratio of change in velocity by time. That is A equal to V minus U by T. Whenever there is a change in velocity, then only we have the acceleration A. If the change in velocity is 0, then acceleration is also 0. If the change in velocity is 0, then acceleration is 0. Okay, next come to uniform acceleration. Okay, let's consider an example. An object start to move from O, and we can represent the time intervals as 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, like that. And the velocity as 2 meter per second, then 4 meter per second, then 6 meter per second, and 8 meter per second. Okay, and here for every 1 second the velocity changes. What is the change in velocity for every 1 second? That is 2 meter per second. For every 1 second the velocity changes by 2 meter per second. Okay, and this type of acceleration is uniform acceleration. Okay, an object is said to be in uniform acceleration. The velocity changes by equal amounts in equal intervals of time. Okay, if the velocity of an object changes by equal amounts in equal intervals of time, then the object is said to move with the uniform acceleration. Okay, and here the example, for every 1 second the velocity changes by 2 meter per second. Okay, an example for uniform accelerated motion is the motion of a freely falling object. Motion of freely falling object. Okay. What is mean by freely falling object? Suppose if the motion of an object is only under Earth's gravitational force, then that movement is a freely falling movement. Okay, such a freely falling object is considered in uniform accelerated motion. Also, when we throw an object upwards, its motion can also be considered as uniform accelerated motion. Also, the motion of a ball along an inclined plane. Okay, motion of a ball along a inclined plane, smooth inclined plane. This can also be considered as uniform accelerated motion. Okay, if the velocity of an object changes by equal amounts in equal intervals of time, then the motion of that object is said to be in uniform acceleration. Okay, for example, the motion of freely falling object, then we throw an object upwards, its motion is also uniform acceleration. Then the motion of an object along a smooth inclined plane can be considered as uniform accelerated motion. Then come to non-uniform acceleration. Here the change in velocity is not a constant, and here we have 3 meter per second, then we have 7, and here we have 6 meter per second. That is the velocity. The change in velocity is not a constant. That is if the velocity of an object, the change in velocity of an object is not equal in equal intervals of time. Okay, that is the velocity changes by unequal amounts in equal intervals of time. If the velocity of an object changes unequal amounts in equal intervals of time, then that motion is called a non-uniform accelerated motion. Okay, if the velocity of an object changes by unequal amounts in equal intervals of time, then the motion is called a non-uniform acceleration. Okay, if the velocity of an object changes by unequal amounts in equal intervals of time, then that motion is called a non-uniform acceleration. For example, motion of a car on a busy road, okay, or a crowded road can be considered as non-uniform acceleration. Also, motion of a bus entering or leaving the bus stop. Okay, the motion of a bus entering or leaving the bus stop can be considered as non-uniform acceleration. Okay, that is the difference between uniform and non-uniform acceleration. If the velocity of an object changes by equal amounts in equal intervals of time, then that type of motion is called the non-uniform acceleration. And if the velocity of an object changes unequal amounts in equal intervals of time, then that object is said to be in non-uniform acceleration. Okay. Then all of you take the questions that I have already given. Okay, that is, we can start the problem part. Okay, all of you take the first question. See the first question. An object moves from a point A. Okay, an object moves from a point A to B. And then first it moves from A to B and then come back to the same point A. Okay, as shown here. Then we have to calculate the distance and displacement covered by the object. We have to calculate the distance and displacement covered by the object. Okay, already in the diagram they have given the path length between A and B, that is given as 30 kilometer. Okay, that is given as 30 kilometer. Here the object moves from the point A to B and then comes back to A. Then what is distance? You know what is distance? Distance is the total path length covered by an object during its motion. When the object moves from A to B, it covers a distance of 30 kilometer. And from B to A, it again covers 30 kilometer. Then what is the total path length covered? 30 kilometer plus 30 kilometer, that is 60 kilometer. That is the distance. Okay, here we have the distance equal to 60 kilometer. Here we have the distance equal to 60 kilometer. Then what about displacement? Displacement. Here the initial position is A. Okay. After covering AB, the object again returned to A. So the initial and final position coincide. So what about displacement? Displacement equal to 0. Okay. The displacement equal to 0. Here the distance is 60 kilometer and displacement is 0. Okay, that is about the first problem. Okay, I'll explain once more. An object moves from a point A to B and then comes back to A. Then what is the total path length? 30 kilometer plus 30 kilometer, that is 60 kilometer. Then what about the displacement? Actually, displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final position of an object. Here the initial and final position coincide. So the displacement is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. Next, the second question. Here, a farmer moves along the boundary of a square field of side 10 meter in 4 seconds. Okay, actually, question. Actually, the farmer moves along the boundary of a square field. The field is in the shape of a square field. Okay, we can name this square as A, B, C and D. Okay. Side is also given, that is 10 meter. All sides are equal for a square. So 10 meter. Okay. And then we have to find what will be the magnitude of displacement of the farmer at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds, we have to calculate the distance covered. Sorry, we have to calculate the displacement of the farmer at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, so we can first write the total time. Total time, that is equal to this 2 minutes 20 seconds. Actually here we have to convert this 2 minutes into second also. You know, 1 minute contain how many seconds? It is 60. So the 2 minutes contain 120 seconds. Okay, total time that is equal to 2 minutes 20 seconds. That is here we have to 2 into 60 plus 20 seconds. This is actually the total time. Okay, 2 minutes equal to 120 seconds plus this 20 seconds. So total time is 140 seconds. Okay, the total time is 140 seconds. So after the end of 140 seconds, we have to find the displacement of the farmer. Okay, here the total time is actually 2 minutes 20 seconds. We have to convert this minute into seconds. Okay, that is 2 minutes is equal to 120 seconds. So 120 plus this 20 seconds, that is 140 seconds. Okay, that is the total time. Then in questions, it is given us the time taken to complete one round. Okay, the time taken to complete one round is also given. It is what? What is the time taken to complete one round? It is 40 seconds. Okay, it is 40 seconds. Time taken to complete one round. That is equal to 40 seconds. Okay, time taken to complete one round is actually 40 seconds. Then next we have to find the number of rounds completed in 140 seconds. Number of rounds in 140 seconds. How we can calculate the number of rounds in 140 seconds. Number of rounds in 140 seconds. Okay, that is 140 divided by 40. Actually that will give the number of rounds in 140 seconds. Okay, then 140 divided by 40. Actually that will give 3.5. Okay, that is during 140 seconds that farmer complete 3.5 rounds. After 140 seconds the farmer completes 3.5 rounds. Okay, see here, suppose if the farmer start to move from A, then this is actually the one round. Okay, that is after completing one round, what is the displacement? It is 0. Okay, again after completing the second round also the displacement is 0. Then after completing the third round, here also displacement is 0. Then next the remaining round is only half. The remaining round is only half. That is from A to B, then here. Okay, that is at the end of half round the farmer will reach at C. Okay, then what about displacement? Actually displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final position. The initial position is A and the final position is C. Then what is the shortest distance? This AC. Okay, this AC is actually the shortest distance. So we have to find the distance AC. Okay, then how we can find the distance AC? You know this ABC, that is a right angled triangle. This ABC is a right angled triangle. In this, AB represents the base, then BC represents the altitude, then AC represents the hypotenuse. Then how we can find the distance of hypotenuse? For this we can apply Pythagoras theorem. That thing you already studied in maths. Pythagoras theorem. That is you have the relation hypotenuse square equal to base square plus altitude square. Okay, hypotenuse square is equal to base square. That is AC square, hypotenuse square is equal to base square, AB square plus BC square. From this we have to find AC, that is equal to root of AB square plus BC square. Okay, AC is equal to root of AB square plus BC square. Here the distance AB is 10. 10 square plus 10 square. That is equal to 10 square 100. Again 10 square 100. Then 100 plus 100, that is 200. Root 200. Okay, this can be written as, how we can write 200? 200 can be written as 2 into 100. Okay, 2 into 100. This root 100 means root of 100. What is the square root of 100? 10. So we can write 10 root 2. Okay, 10 root 2 meter. That is the displacement of the farmer. 10 root 2 meter is the displacement of the farmer. Okay. Here the farmer moves along the boundary of the square field and its side is 10 meter. Then we have to find the displacement of the farmer at the end of 2 minutes 20 seconds. For that, first we have to write the total time. So total time is equal to 2 minutes 20 seconds. Okay, 2 minutes is equivalent to 120 seconds. So 120 plus 20 it is for 140 seconds. That is the total time. Then in question is given the time taken to complete one round, that is 40 seconds. Then we have to find the number of rounds completed in 140 seconds. That is equal to 140 divided by 40. That is equal to 3.5. That is during 140 seconds the farmer covers 3.5 rounds. Okay. That is we have, for completing one round, the displacement of the farmer, that is for completing one round means start to move from A and again it reached, farmer reached the A. So the displacement is equal to 0. And next second round also the displacement is 0. In third round, completing the third round, the displacement is again 0. So the remaining round is only half. Then after completing the half round, the farmer reaches C. Okay, so the initial position A, now the final position is C. You know what is displacement? The shortest distance between the initial and the final position. Okay, that is AC here. AC represents the displacement of the farmer. Next, we have to find the distance AC. For that, we are considering the right angle triangle ABC. In this, AB is the base and BC is the altitude and AC is the hypotenuse. And here we have to apply the Pythagoras theorem for finding the distance of hypotenuse. That is hypotenuse square equal to base square plus altitude square. That is AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Okay, from that AC can be written as root of AB square plus BC square. AB is 10 meters, so 10 square plus BC is also 10 meters, so again 10 square. 10 square is 100 plus again 10 square 100. So we got 200. Okay, then how we can write this 200? It is root of 200 can be written as 2 into 100. This is actually root 2 into root 100. Okay. So root 100, you know, square root of root 100 is 10 and root 2 is here. So 10 root 2, that is the displacement of the farmer. That is the displacement of the farmer. Okay. Okay, then you can go to the third problem. Where the question is, a man goes to market. It is 3 kilometers from his house. Okay, the distance between house and market, that is 3 kilometers. Okay, on finding it closed, he returns back to his house. Okay, then we have to find the distance travelled by the man and also the displacement of the man. Okay, thus here the distance between the house and market is 3 kilometers. Okay, he moves from house to market and again from market to house. So the distance travelled is equal to 3 kilometers plus 3 kilometers. that is 6 kilometer. That is the distance. Okay. Then what about the displacement? It is easy. What about the displacement? He returns to his home. So the initial and the final position coincide. So the displacement is equal to 0. Here the displacement is 0. Okay. A man goes to market, which is 3 kilometer from his house. That is the distance between the house and market is 3 kilometer. On finding his clothes, he returned back to his house. Then what is the total distance travelled? 3 kilometer plus 3 kilometer, that is 6 kilometer. Then displacement is equal to 0. Displacement because the initial and the final position coincide. Okay, so the displacement is equal to 0. Okay. Okay. Next, the fourth problem. A boy moves a distance of 3 meters towards south. Then he turns and moves 4 meters towards east. Then we have to calculate the total distance covered and the net displacement of the boy. Okay, so we can mark the directions as all of you know. This is the north, then south, then west, east. Okay, this is considered as the origin. Okay, and a boy moves a distance of 3 meters towards south. Towards south, that boy moves through a distance of 3 meters. Towards south, the boy moves through a distance of 3 meters. Then he turns, then moves towards east, a distance of 4 meters. Okay, towards east, the boy moves through a distance of 4 meters. Then what is the total distance? Here the total distance is equal to, what is the total distance travelled by the boy? 3 meters towards south 3 meters. So 3 meters plus towards east 4 meters. So the distance is 7 meters. The distance travelled by the boy is equal to 7 meters. Next we have to find the displacement of the boy. Displacement of the boy. Okay. Actually here this is the initial position. Now the final position is here. We can mark this as O, A, B. Okay. The initial position is at O and the final position is at B. Then what is the shortest distance between O and B? Actually this line that represents the shortest distance between initial and final position. That will give the displacement. So we have the displacement equal to, actually displacement represent this OB. Displacement is equal to OB. Then how we can calculate this displacement or the distance OB? Here also we can consider this as a right angle triangle, and using the same Pythagoras theorem we can find the distance OB. That is the displacement. Okay. That is here we can write OB square, that is equal to, that is hypotenuse square is equal to base square AB square plus altitude square OA square. Okay, AB is given as 4, that is 4 square plus OA is 3 square. Okay, so we can write 4 square is 16, 3 square is 19, 16 plus 9 is 25. Square root of 25, 5. Actually it is the displacement. Okay. Here a boy moves to a distance of 3 meters towards south, and then he turns and moves to a distance of 4 meters towards east. Then what is the total distance? 3 meters plus 4 meters, it is equal to 7 meters. Okay. Then next we have to find the displacement. Okay. Here the initial position is O and final position is B. Okay. Then OB represents the shortest distance between the initial and final position. So we can write the OB, that is the displacement. Okay. And here also we are applying the same Pythagoras theorem to find the distance OB. Okay. That is, we have a hypotenuse square is equal to, this is a right angle triangle. So this is the hypotenuse and this is the base and this is the altitude. AB represent base, OA represent altitude and OB represent the hypotenuse. So we can write OB square equal to AB square plus OA square, which is equal, substituting AB 4 square, then OA 3 square. So we can write 4 square 16, 3 square 9. So 16 plus 9 25, root 25. Square root of 25 5 meter. That is the displacement. Okay. Then we move to the last one, that is a man. Okay, a man is walking on a circular track of radius 100 meter. A man is walking on a circular track of radius 100 meter. Okay, then we have to calculate the distance and the displacement in the half round and one complete round. Okay, half round and one complete round. Okay, let's see first half round. First half round. Okay, first we can see during the first half round what is the distance and displacement of that man. Okay, in the question also one thing is given, that is pi, that is equal to 3.14. The value of pi is given as 3.14. Okay, and this is the radius is given as 100 meters, so we can extend this line and we can mark this as AB. Actually AB represents the diameter of the circle. AB represents the diameter of the circle. Okay, you know, this is actually this one. This represents actually the circumference of the circle. What is it? Circumference. Okay, circumference. Okay, that is during the half round, the distance, actually the distance is during when the man completes half round, the distance is actually the half of circumference. This total will give circumference, and during half round that man completes half of its circumference, or like this we can write half of this circumference. Okay, you know the equation for circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Okay, here the distance is circumference divided by 2, that is half of circumference. Okay, that is 2 cancel, so we got pi into r. Radius is given as 100 meter. Okay, pi is given 3.14 into r is 100. So we got 314 meter. This is the distance in the first half round. This is the distance in the first half round. Okay, then what about the displacement? Displacement. This is the initial position and this is the final position. Actually, this AB represents the shortest distance between the points A and B. Actually, it is the displacement. Okay, actually AB represents the diameter of the circle, that is 2r. AB represents the diameter of the circle 2r, that is 2 into r. R is given 100. That is 200 meter. That is the displacement. Okay, that is the displacement. That is during the first half round, the distance is the half of the circumference. You know the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. So 2 pi r divided by 2. 2 cancels and we got pi r. The value of pi is given as 3.14. So 3.14 into radius is given as 100. So 3.14 into 100 gives 314 meter. Okay. Then what about the displacement? Displacement is the initial position is A and final position is B. So the displacement is AB. Actually AB line that represents the diameter of the circle, that is 2r. That is 2 into r is given as 100. So 2 in 100 we got 200 meter. Okay, that is during the first half round. The next we can calculate one complete round. Okay, one complete round. One complete round. Okay, during one complete round, the distance is equal to the circumference itself. Okay, the distance that is from A, it again reaches A. So the distance is equal to circumference 2 pi r. That is 2 into 3.14 into r is given as 100. Okay, and this will get 628 meter. Okay, 3.14 into 100 gives 314. 314 into 2, 628 meter. The distance is 628 meter. Then what about displacement? That is, when that man completes one round, it reaches its initial position. Suppose it started its journey from A, and next after completing one round, it again reaches at A. So the initial and final position coincide. So the displacement is equal to 0. Okay. That is, during one complete round, the distance travelled by the man is equal to the circumference of the circle. You know the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So 2 into 3.14 into radius is given 100. So we got 628. Then after completing one round, that man reaches its initial position. So here the initial and final position coincides. So the displacement is equal to 0. So here the displacement is equal to 0. Okay, all of you got it? Okay, that's all. That is the end of today's class. Thank you, children.